Today I have someone who is a brilliant performer. She looks great on stage, so much of talent, and the best part is, I think one thing that I can learn from her is being disciplined. How hard is that, right? Today I have Tanuja with me on the lighter side. Hi.
Hi, darling.
We have been going through this intro for some time and eventually it came right. To start things off, I've always wondered, you know, Colombo always comes across people. There are some who are in the spotlight for some time. Where do you come from? Because I know there was a buzz about you and your sister when she brought her designs here. So tell me a little bit about where you origin.
Well, I mean, we are originally Sri Lankan. We've got a bit of a mix in us. My mum is part English and burger, so there's a bit of burger in there, like most people. A bit of burger in there. But we grew up in the UK. We spent some time in New York when we were young also, because we were doing music out there together, my sister and I, when we were both a duo. Yeah, back in the day we were actually a group, the two of us, called Tarika.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was our little thing. And so we spent some time in New York, and then I moved here about 3 years ago.
What made you stay here?
I don't know, it's weird. Like, I didn't plan. I came here on a holiday. It was really not a planned thing. And I came here and things just started to happen very quickly for me when I got here. You know, things just started to flow very naturally. Opportunities started to come my way. And I've always believed that when things are moving in a positive way, you should go with that energy and not try to fight it. And in the same way, when you're in a situation where things are really not working for you, you're constantly against the grain, that is usually a sign for me that you're not meant to be doing that thing, you know? So I like to go with the natural flow of energy, and it's been good for me here, so here I am.
So I always was very confused about her performance skills. So she has had music a part of her life for a long time. Fitness, it's a part of your life that became your profession? Or is it the fact that you just got into it?
I was always a fit kid. And then I got out of it when I wanted to be a cool kid. Oh. Yeah, so I wanted to be the cool girl, so, you know, I wanted to be the popular girl, so I was like, you know, not about that, I'm just gonna be, you know, with my friends and hanging out and not being fit and all that kind of thing. And it was actually losing a couple of my family members that really sent me into a very bad place. I was very, very low, very depressed. And I needed something to kind of help me out of that lull. So I thought back to, okay, like what can I do? What can I actually focus on? Something that's going to give me a daily positive focus. And I remembered that when I was a kid, fitness and being fit was something that really naturally made me happy. Okay. So I started working out as just a way of like sort of fixing my own sadness, and it turned into what it is today.
All right. In terms of Sri Lanka, I'm sure we are such island people. We love to just take things slow.
Yeah. I have to get used to that, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I need things done like this.
You want everything yesterday.
And people move very slowly here. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, you know, connect to my deeper inner Lankan.
Little Lankan.
That little island Lankan person in there, and learn how to chill and, you know, not have to be so, go all the time.
Because you work with a lot of people who organize events, they book you for shows. Nothing has ever started on time here, even if you try.
Right.
Yeah, people have tried inviting people an hour before and they have somehow managed to get there after an hour.
Right, Sri Lankan time.
Yes, and how do you manage that?
I mean, I always sort of say in my mind, if I'm going to an event, like, just understand that whatever your show time is, it's probably going to be about an hour after that, you know? That's just, you have to allocate the additional hour for Sri Lankan time.
You customize it. It's a Sri Lankan
There are
package.
25 hours in Sri Lankan day, not 24.
That is true. Tell me about your family and the connection that you have with your sister. Because we see you here alone and like your family is abroad. Yes. Does that take a lot out of you?
It's very hard. It's very hard, especially at the moment, because my sister just had her second baby and I really wanted to be there for that, but I made a commitment to be in a musical, which is coming up very soon, Rag, and I'm super excited about that. I've been working on that so hard, so you know, it's kind of bittersweet. I'm very excited about being in such a great production. At the same time, it meant that I can't be with my sister for an important time, but as soon as the show's done, I'm out. I'm out for a couple of weeks to go and spend some time with the new little baby. We've got a new baby girl.
In the family?
Yeah.
Wherever you see Tanuja, she sits so precise and so perfectly poised. And it's so hard because we all sit like that. And You know how we are?
I did ballet when I was a kid.
Okay.
And Auntie Diana used to be very strict about, you know, posture and standing straight and carrying your head in a certain way. And we used to walk around with books on our heads and, you know, and learning how to engage your core and all of this stuff that we were taught as kids. I don't know, for me, it just didn't go. I've always been, my sister is very slouchy by nature. She's just like, you know, I'm constantly shouting at her, sit up. But I'm naturally, yeah, just more sort of upright.
I will describe you as a very tough cookie.
Anyone who really knows me knows that I am really a softie. I'm very emotional.
So how did this whole front facade come?
No, I think, you know, as a kid, I went through a lot of different things. I've always been quite forthright about my opinions and what I believe in, and that meant that, you know, sometimes I made enemies and, you know, even growing up in school and things like that, because I always stood up for what I believed in. So that meant that from a young age, I had to build the shell. You know, I had to build the, you know, the tough exterior. I'm still a softie on the inside, but sometimes, you know, to get through life as a girl, you've got to be tough on the outside, you know, you've got to have a little bit. What cracks
you? What sort of really
The stuff that really breaks me? Family, for sure. Like, you know, love, you know, having my heart broken. That all of those things, you know, are the things that pull the rug out from under me. And, you know, I could talk about my family and break into tears at any given minute. You know, same with, you know, experiences from the past where, you know, I've had my heart broken, but now, you know, I'm in a really good place with that stuff. And yeah, it's
and
good.
Something that I speak to her about, of course, she has a partner in life, Hasita, and we always make fun of
Yeah. We would make fun of you, making fun of him.
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those, it's a three-way stream. But something I told her, it's very hard to find someone who complements each other. One in the similar field of fitness, who has found the strength in saying, okay, we as a team are much more stronger than individuals. And at the same time to be proud and to be happy, to be celebrated always.
Absolutely.
Because that's the hardest thing to find in a relationship.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are, you know, competitive even with their partners, you know, and they can't allow them to have that shine or that moment, and the moment they have it, it's like they don't know how to handle it. And I've been really, really lucky having a partner like Hasita, because he really allows me to be
what you are
in every form of it, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and vice versa. You know, I'm really happy for him in whatever he's pursuing, and you know, I always want him to do the best that he can.
That's one of the hardest things to find. Something I wanted to speak about is the fact that we as people tend to like let go really fast, and finding that motivation to get yourself to the gym. Because although when you say working out, even including me, we always think, oh, it's just workout, it's so boring. How did you find the joy in workout? Or the fact that it's not something that you feel like I should do it. It's more like I want to do it.
Well, as I said, when I got into the fitness thing again, I was in a very bad place. And for me, the working out literally changed my chemical makeup of my brain. You know, so I went from being severely depressed to being a happy-go-lucky, bouncy girl again. So for me, it was such a shift in my mind that I knew that it could do the same for others. And I think the most difficult thing is to get into the routine. You know, it's getting yourself there. The difficult thing is getting yourself out there and getting back into it again. Once you get into it and the momentum is going, it's easy to keep it going. But it's the getting up and getting started. And that's the thing I feel like most people have the problem with. It's like, oh, right, next Monday. I'll start the routine next, you know, the health regime is gonna kick in next Monday. And next Monday never comes, you know? So it's like, get going on that Monday.
Rain or shine, you're out and about.
Yes.
Today it's just pouring while we're shooting.
Yes.
Are those days that you feel like, do you have so many people who depend on you for that workout?
Yeah, and I feel really, really, really bad if I don't go and see them. Sometimes, you know, I have been known to, you know, bail out if I'm at death's door, which does happen sometimes because of my schedule, night, day, it does take its toll. So I definitely have to get my afternoon nap in, which you're cutting into right now.
Cuddle up, I'm telling you.
Give me a pillow.
But for someone who struggles with, you know, motivating themselves, what would you say? How do you see the better you on the mirror? That better person? Because you have seen the better you.
Yeah, but it didn't happen overnight. And I think it's about, not giving yourself such a huge goal to attain that it becomes impossible in your mind. Set yourself smaller goals. Say, okay, this week I'm gonna try to go to the gym once. This week I'm gonna try to go to the gym twice. This week I'm going to try to take out sugar out of my tea. You know, whatever it is, setting yourself those smaller goals and seeing yourself achieve them is going to be far more attainable than going, I want to go from size 18 to size 8 in 4 months. That's not going to happen. And if you set yourself unattainable goals like that, you won't get started on them, you won't achieve them, and then you're going to feel terrible about it. So set small goals, achieve them, then set yourself more goals and achieve them.
All right. Something that I wanted to do with her is a few exercises that I would like to put myself through. But before we get there, I'm just going to tell you, it's brilliant to have people like you spreading some positivity in the air. And the fact that I got a chance to share the stage with her when we performed for the kids from
Chitralane. Yeah.
And what was amazing about it is the fact that she performed one of the cutest songs, and I think the kids really connected with you. It was
love.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what, the thing is, I was going and having regular practices with these kids, and I saw them go from super shy, and then, you know, because I'd go to see them every week, you know, their guard would come down a bit more. They got really comfortable with me, and I think our song really worked because they knew me. They'd been seeing me every week for like months before we did that show. And it was weird because while we were doing it, I almost didn't realize that they had difficulties. They were just lovely children, you know, that I was working with. When I finished my act, I went to the audience and I sat with my mum and I watched them continuing to do the show, and I just broke down into tears because I was like, oh my God, they're amazing, you know, like I can't believe like how hard they worked to put this together. And I'm sorry, I'm like getting all, see, told you I'm soft.
Yes. Well, I'm happy that I got to know you. I'm happy that you are here.
Thank you.
Although it's a very brief chat, but I think the positivity that you share and the fact, the hunger that you have to live life to the fullest would have reached out more. Thank you so very much, Tanuja.
Thank you so much.
And it's amazing. You have so much of talent, and I'm happy that there are opportunities coming your way to shine, and that's the most important thing because your job gives others a little bit of joy.
Thank you. I hope so.
Brilliant. So that's a wrap here. I'm going to get into some routine of some workout. See you with that.
So we're going to inhale. Take our arm into a big circle all the way around. Watch the light bulb and interlock your hands like so. Lift the arms. Drop your bum down. You've got to keep your bum close to the bench, otherwise you start to hit your shoulders. You want to hit the triceps, so you've got to keep the elbows tucked in.